I'm Garrett, and I want to tell you about the Jeshush Demonsh. I was sitting in my room, and I was lying upon my bed, and a Jeshush Demon, he came out of a hole in my ceiling, and he fluttered down, and he sat down on my bed, and he said, "Hello, little boy, can I tickle your feetsies?" And I was like, "No, Jeshush Demon, you can't be tickling my feetsies." And he was like, "But little boy, I've got to tickle your feetsies." And of course I was like, "Jeshush Demon, you cannot tickle my feetsies." And he starts yelling and screaming, and he goes, "But I've got to see your little toesies, and I've got to see your little toesies wiggle when I tickle your little feetsies." And I just stared at him for the longest time, and I said, "Jeshush Demon, my little toesies are for me to be wiggling on my own time. I wiggle my toesies to myself." And he had a great face of despair on, and he looked at me serious as could be, and he said, "Little boy, I've got to tickle your feetsies. I've got to see your little toesies, little boy, I've got to see them." And I was frightened. I was frightened by the Jeshush Demon wanting to see my toesies. And I just had to say to him, I was like, "No, Jeshush Demon, you go away, Jeshush Demon." And he stood up all big and tall, and he stood up and he goes, "Let me see your toesies, or I'm going to shank you." And I was terrified. I was not only frightened, I was terrified. I look around my room, and I see something, and I look at the Jeshush Demon, and I go, "Jeshush Demon, you leave." And I threw a shoe at him, and it hits him in it hits him in his area, right in the area, and I know it had to hurt. Even for a Jeshush Demon, it was a shoe, and it was a stiletto, and it hit him in the area. And he goes, "You bastard, little boy, you bastard." And his area hurt, you see, so he couldn't really do what he wanted to with my toesies. So he's just like, "You bastard," and he fluttered up his wings, and he flies, and he goes out his little Jeshush Demon hole in the sky in my ceiling, and he flutters away and goes, "Oh, toesies." And I look up at him and I go, "That's right, Jeshush Demon, no toesies for you, toesies for me." It was a terrifying experience, and I hope none of y'all's experienced the Jeshush Demons as I have. Be safe out there, and keep your toesies covered by tube socks and shoes. Buy shoes, 2 pair of shoes, cover both your toesies, and little socks. Cover your toesies with socks. 2 pair of socks. No, 1 pair of socks, because that would make 4. But you need some socks. Look at me, my toesies are exposed. My toesies are exposed. He's gonna come down in the sky and touch them. No, Jeshush Demon, go away. He's coming after me. I got to go get a shoe. I've got to go take care of the Jeshush Demon. You all stay in. Stay well and keep your toesies covered.